And then,
And we are back. We got a complete change of plans here, as yeah, we found out that well, the idea is to spread out these qualifiers over 2 days. If two players both agree, they are allowed to play their match that's scheduled for tomorrow today. So we are going to be doing one of them. We are going to be doing the rematch. It is StarDuck versus Rize.
Yes, everyone, we thought we were done. Everyone thought they were done, but no, they dragged us back in. Our players agreed. They didn't want to wait until tomorrow. They wanted to play out their best of 5 qualifying match now.
We thought we were done. How foolish we were. We're never done here over on the channel. And so we are going to be continuing now on Berlingrad LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We, of course, have our red Protoss player coming down from the land of Sydney Abba. He is going to be representing our very own team, the CranKy Ducklings. We have StarDuck.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the Australian Protoss player himself. He is purple. He is back, representing the people in the chat, the yikers in the chat. It is Rize. And as a bit of a refresher here, this is a rematch. Both players faced at the very start of the qualifier. And it went all the way to the ace match, and Rize came out on top.
Indeed, he did. Very narrowly in a 2-1 victory going on over there. But now we have a longer series on our hands.
Exactly. I think what's important is that StarDuck is now warmed up. He is ready for anything, for everything. And you have to be if you're up against Rize, because Rize is an incredibly aggressive player. We saw him all day today, not just in PvPs, but even in PvZs. He was just always in the face of his opponent.
2 base, let's go. Well, it's been pretty much the modus operandi of Rize so far today, and yeah, we'll see how StarDuck has been able to adapt to that. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not the main reason, but one of the reasons why StarDuck would decide to play today instead of tomorrow is because he just can't go to bed knowing that he lost to Rize.
Yeah, and speaking of, this is the most standard game we've seen so far. Rize hasn't proxied anything across the map. He is opening up pretty standard, going for double adept. Meanwhile, StarDuck also going for double adept.
Yeah, we do see a gateway being thrown down in the middle of the map here for Rize, but it's not like it's a proxy first or anything. You know, it's more of a reinforcement proxy.
Yeah, there were a couple of things that happened here. One is that StarDuck threw down a pylon. Because of that, he saw the adepts leaving, so he knows about the adept opener. Meanwhile, Rize was unable to see the first units coming out for StarDuck. We can see that it's adepts, but Rize is unaware as he's setting himself up for the proxy. Oh, and the adepts of StarDuck do not get in.
Yeah, very well timed, that probe, but I think the probe went down. No, it didn't. Alright, so nice little pylon block going on here.
Oh!
No pylon block on the side of StarDuck, however, and so Rize will come in, will scout the oracles that are on the way, and also pick off a couple of adepts while he's at it. Adepts, no, probes. 4 of them.
4 probes go down. StarDuck now behind in that worker count. Meanwhile, StarDuck was chipping away at that pylon. He almost got it all the way down, but Rize was able to force him back a little bit, but at the same time, the Oracle was coming across the map. As you said, Rize scouted it, so there we go. We already have a shield battery. This Oracle isn't going to deal too much damage at all.
Fantastic reactions coming up from Rize here.
Oh god, exactly. Yeah, the shield battery will be able to out-heal the DPS output of that Oracle. We have a Stalker as well. Oracle turns around at the same time. Rize is now turning up that pressure with these Stalkers.
Yeah, but he still has to go up a ramp to try to deal any damage. StarDuck taking advantage of that, and now the shoe is on the other foot. He wants to chase down these Stalkers, or at least get him away from his land.
Yeah, I mean, hey, StarDuck was able to kill one of the Stalkers, so if you look at the units lost tab, like, he's been able to trade a little bit more efficiently. Oh no, the Oracle! Ooh, almost went over the Stalkers.
Yeah, I think Rize caught a glimpse of that, thought, I want to take it out, but then, yeah, it was too late at that point, a little bit too late at that point. And so we should be getting into our mid-game. Rize will have a little bit of a tech advantage, but, you know, depending on when he gets a base, StarDuck may have an economic advantage.
Yeah, Rize is going for a much faster Twilight Council, so he can go into Blink, or he can just throw down a Dark Shrine. He's got a couple of options here. Meanwhile, StarDuck is pushing out across the map. He hasn't gone for that base, but he does have a probe in position.
Yeah, he's just waiting to get the minerals for it and then throw it down.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this. Like, StarDuck, he's expanding, thinking that Rize is, but mate, it's Rize. He doesn't want a base, and he sees.
So there is no base whatsoever.
We may end up in a base trade.
You know, that's, yeah, kind of where what it's looking like right now. Ooh. Well, StarDuck already goes for the production, so immediately he puts Rize at a pretty massive disadvantage. But that's also an Autosis pylon on StarDuck's side of the map.
Yeah.
So,
and the big difference is that, hey, Rize does have at least one production building in the middle of the map, so he can warp in at least one of these stalkers. Meanwhile, we see a recall back home for StarDuck.
Yeah, he has taken out a lot of probes, so it's not like he, you know, wasn't able to deal much damage at all there. StarDuck actually done a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's ahead in workers. He can afford to lose workers right now. We do see a little bit of mineral walking going on there. He does get us around on these sentries.
But I love these force fields, man. Such a good choke point to utilize right now for Rize, and just like that, he's equalized the worker count, and he's ahead the army supply. As you were saying, he still had that one gateway in the middle of the map.
Oh god, he did.
Backbone of his production.
Yeah, the gateway that StarDuck has never seen. He doesn't know about it. He didn't know that there was still some production going there for Rize. Meanwhile, StarDuck does have the high ground, so he will get a couple of additional shots off. He does take down that Zealot, but he's behind. Oh, equal, but now behind in the stalker count.
Can he get these warp-ins before it gets depowered? Oh, apparently it's halfway around. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it still goes through. Meanwhile, Void Ray's on the way. Void Ray's coming out.
And that could really be the equalizer here for StarDuck. Rize doesn't have enough stalkers to really pose a threat to Void Rays.
And I think StarDuck has done it. The Void Ray comes out. StarDuck does have one additional base compared to his opponent, and Rize has nothing else going for him right now. He has been able to repower his production, so he does have 4 gateways, but he just doesn't have the economy. He only has 10 workers.
Compared to StarDuck's 8. But yeah, as you were saying, StarDuck, despite having less now, is about to overtake Rize. It's double Nexus production for you, baby.
Yeah, and StarDuck has no fear. He's going across the map with 3 units, 2 Stalkers and a Void Ray. And he's up against 5 Stalkers. Is it going to be enough?
Well, it's enough to take out one of the Stalkers and depower most of these, or all of these gateways as well.
Yeah, whatever damage is so crucial here. Meanwhile, StarDuck has to be careful. He recalls back, but he may lose the Void Ray.
Oh, one more volley will kill the Void Ray, and all of a sudden, Rize is back in this?
Oh my god.
Rize is back in this?
He needs to go across the map as soon as possible. Meanwhile, StarDuck has to chrono out of Void Ray as soon as possible as well. StarDuck, he evacuates. He gives up the natural base, which I think is the right call. Again, you know, he doesn't need the Nexus.
He does need that Stargate to be producing, but look at the mineral income now. Like, both players have barely anything. Rize not even bothering to repower that gateway, those gateways, because he knows he won't be able to produce with them.
Yeah, losing that Void Ray was just disastrous for StarDuck. He doesn't have any gas income right now. He's working with 2 Stalkers, and I think the writing is on the wall. Mate, Rize, he's going to be able to do it again. At least in game 1.
GG is called, and he didn't even need a second base in that game. I forgot how the first series that we casted today went like, but after game number 1 over Leningrad, it's all flooding back.
Yeah.
I don't want it to flood back, but it is.
It's one of those things where, you know, before we dove into this, Yaku was like, do we want to cast one more? Like, I'm kind of hungry. It's like, mate, you don't have 15 minutes? It's gotta be a quick series.
Yeah, I was like, all right, it's Rize and StarDuck. It's not, you know, it's not a normal best of 5.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. We can play out all 5 games, and it'll still last under 10 minutes.
Oh boy. Yeah, it's going to be quick, mate. It is going to be quick. And I'm a little bit concerned because for those who don't know, if you look at the bracket, this is the lower brackets. Loser of this series is eliminated. The winner moves on to the Code S portion of ANZ Champs. Oh boy.
Who's it gonna be?
Who's it gonna be, mate? Oh my god. Even though StarDuck is, you know, arguably recently the more accomplished player, like in these high intense, just aggressive scenarios, it's all about the micro, it's all about the control, not necessarily about, you know, game sense and macro and all that stuff, right? Like,
yeah, it's not about the thinking, you know, it's about the doing.
It's about the doing, mate.
I know Rize has been doing a lot.
Yeah. How you doing?
Yeah. How you doing?
Oh, God.
Doing a lot.
Here we go, mate. We be winning games as we are getting into game number 2 of this best of 5. Again, though, it's a best of 5, so we potentially have a lot of games ahead of us. Potentially.
A lot of games. Not very long games. That's how I imagine it going. But yes, we shall be continuing our series now on Curious Minds LE. Where, of course, in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner, we have our red Protoss player coming out from the land of Sitniaba. He, of course, is going to be representing our very own team, the CranKy Ducklings. Everybody give it up for StarDuck.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have the Australian Protoss player himself, currently up 1-0 in this best of 5 series. It is Rize. Roxing across the map. Oh, and StarDuck is going for a low ground wall. Oh my god.
Well, I feel like his clan tag is indicative of how his opponents feel when they know that they're facing Rize.
Like StarDuck has to stop thinking ahead, mate. Like even last game, he invested in a Nexus. You know, like mate, do you know who you're up against? Probe dips into the main base, is going to see that there's nothing here. What's important? He sees no gases, so he knows that it has to be Proxy Zealot.
Yeah, and that should just about give him a sense of, yep, full wall coming down with a Forge as well. So he's able to throw in a couple of cannons, get himself a little bit of firepower. Oh. He knows he's never going to be able to fight Zealots with Zealots, so very quickly just trying to get that Cyber Core out.
Oh yeah, Cyber Core is on the way. Honestly, this is a beautiful response by StarDuck, denying any entry into the main base. Rize will not be able to get a pylon up and running. Sure, he has a cannon on the way, but he does need high ground vision for the cannon to deal any damage.
And honestly, not too difficult to get with these Zealots, which is why, again, it's so important that StarDuck right now is throwing down these cannons. He's making sure that he also can get range units as well. Zealot? Okay. Both Zealots attacking that one gateway. Very important to have.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, StarDuck actually just cancelled his Stalker here. It looks like he's going for an Adept instead on the other gateway. Cannon finishes up this first gateway of StarDuck is going to fall.
Yeah. That's why he was more comfortable giving it up. Beautiful positioning of the cannons here from StarDuck, making sure that no matter what, the units are going to be bombarded by cannons. But a very nice position of cannons for Rize as well. Makes it very, very difficult for StarDuck to get out unless he has an Adept.
Exactly, StarDuck. That's why he canceled the Stalker. That's why he's going for an Adept. He even feels confident enough. I don't know about this one, but he's going for a Nexus. Oh my god. I mean,
there we go, GG. Yep. StarDuck ties up the series 1-1.
GG. I mean, you know what, Rize, he had a Cyber Core on the way, but it was just now thrown down. He had nothing at home to defend. I was a little bit scared that, you know, maybe Rize would be able to pull another one out of the hat, like, and just one base will in him and just keep going and break through. But StarDuck, his response, his D was beautiful.
Really twas.
And just like that, we're tied up 1-1.
All right. Yeah. That was literally about 12-13 minutes have passed in this series so far.
Yep. Oh god, StarDuck showing his dominance here in the second game. Again, like, if the game goes on longer, I think we both want to favor StarDuck, and I feel like he knows that as well. So on a map like Curious Minds, you can get away with a low ground wall. I'm gonna be shocked if he goes for a low ground wall here on Hardwire.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of did a low ground wall on Hotwire in Series Number 1, didn't he? And that was that backfired a little bit on him. Well, no, actually, it did backfire on him. He was holding very, very well with the low ground wall, but then Rize snuck. But then he revealed his DTs a little bit early, which was what Rize took advantage of. Yeah, it's coming back to me slowly but surely.
Oh yeah. It happened a couple of hours ago. By a long time. Casting with steel mode now.
Yeah. The stick.
Okay.
As we load on into game number 3 here of our best of 5 qualifying match. I forgot we were supposed to do Ryan intros.
Go for it.
In the top right hand corner of the map, we currently have our red Protoss player coming along down right from Diablo. He is, of course, going to be representing our team, the CranKy Ducklings. It is right. He's coming out from Sydney. He is coming up in the bong. He is StarDuck.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hardwire. I don't know how to do an Aussie accent, mate. Hardwire. We have the Aussie Protoss. He is purple, representing the Yoikers. It is Rize. Mate,
I can go Kiwi if you want to go. If you want to go Aussie, I can go Kiwi.
You can try Troy.
I can, and I have.
Oh god.
We
have another have another proxy, mate. There you go.
Yeah, coming down from Rize. It's kind of like the Kias coming down from the mountain, trying to steal the sheep.
I want to apologize for Nodokasa right now because we just got a sub 12 months in a row. Thank you so much for a year of support, and I apologize for our bad Aussie intros. Just bad.
I do not at all.
Oh god. But here we go. You know, this is the tiebreaker. You know, the winner of this series the winner of this game doesn't win, but you know, you got take a nice lead.
Yeah. We'll put them in match point, and we'll only have to win one more map. I have a question for you, Light.
Go for it.
Does the intro we just did count for what Nodokasa? That's just redeemed in the chat.
What have you done? I don't think it does. Good, but something important just happened, and I was distracted by the bad accents to recognize it. Rize went for a low ground wall. He's the one to open up in a more macro-oriented way.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's anticipating some aggression coming from StarDuck, or if he just wants to, get on a nice, comfortable 2-base economy before pushing out, but this is very different from how we're used to seeing him play his PvPs today.
Exactly. What's important is that despite going for this low ground wall, he's going to have 4 gates up and running. He has 3 at home, and he's going to have his 4th across the map. Meanwhile, StarDuck only working off of 3, and instead going for a very fast robo, going for that War Prism, going to be zooming across the map without blink, but having pseudo blink with the, with the pickup range of that War Prism.
Yeah, it's pretty massive, all things considered.
Oh my god.
Yeah, also a robo.
I should have known. It's like, mate, Rize, he's going for the low ground wall. Is he getting an expansion? Nah, mate, he's throwing everything else across the map. Oh, this is a pretty big pickoff.
It's honestly a really massive pickoff right now. This is just about the entire army of Rize getting picked off by StarDuck, but at the same time, it was really important for Rize to be able to scout this. He knows that StarDuck is going to be the aggressor this game.
Oh god, but everything gets cleaned up, and now StarDuck, he is free to move on here and hit that natural base. Meanwhile, this does give Rize a little bit of time. He throws down a second pylon to keep everything powered. He throws down 2 more shield batteries and some sentries for force fields.
Absolutely what he needs. There's no way to break a force field at the moment for from the side of StarDuck. Ideally, he'd be able to cut the army in half as well, but opts for the safer option for the time being.
Oh, we didn't see it on screen, but something massive just happened. If you look at the units lost tab, StarDuck lost his War Prism.
I didn't even notice that. Yeah, that makes it tougher to reinforce this position, but I'm not entirely sure if it matters that much. I mean, 3 gateways are going down.
True.
4 Rize. He can only produce out of 1 gateway at a time, plus that robo facility. And that robo facility is far away in the middle of the map. He's not going to be able to walk Immortals back home, so he doesn't even bother trying.
Yeah, I mean, the Immortal can push up this ramp, but we have a full wall off. We're going to have plenty of time for StarDuck to respond. And what's important is that we have a second War Prism here to reinforce, and Rize is about to lose his Cyber Core. And he only has a single gateway to work with. Like, there's no way he does anything with this army, right?
We'll see, we'll see. Here's a recall. And he does depower those gateways, which is... I mean, doesn't seem like too much, but yeah, that kind of did force StarDuck's hand a little bit. Rize is just buying himself some time. It's still to be determined what he does with this time.
Yeah, I mean, like, StarDuck, he comes back home, he's going to be able to establish his main base and repower everything, and now he can move out across the map. Looking at the units tab, he is far ahead in Stalkers. Oh my god, and there's nothing to help keep the Immortal alive!
Immediately gets targeted down and taken out. The sentries unfortunately arrive too late to provide the Guardian Shell. Riding his on the wall right now. Like, I legitimately thought we were going to get a macro game, but nope. StarDuck takes that. And it has been 18 minutes, give or take.
GG, well played there by StarDuck. It was massive that he was able to catch so much of Rize's army in the middle of the map. It was a little bit detrimental that he did end up losing that War Prism, but he just had so many Stalkers to work with, and you could argue that Rize being forced to throw down shield batteries and to morph in sentries, it just really hurt his overall push that he wanted to go for himself.
I'm not sure if there's any argument there. I think that's just about what it is.
Yeah.
Entirely. He would have been more than fine if he built the robo facility back home and had the defenses up, you know, had defensive Immortals, but he wasn't counting on StarDuck being the aggressor in this game. And that is something you can never count out. And just like that, StarDuck, 1 more map win. Un momento por favor. And he's going to the lower bracket finals, and he's going to ANZ Champs.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I'm getting ready for the next intro. I actually have something prepared here that should help me out. Some
god.
Lozenges. Mint lozenges.
Yeah, like, massive shout out to Yaku. Whenever he does the Ryan intro, it just destroys his throat. So he's got, like, a limited amount of them, like, in the chamber, you know?
There was one point about a year ago where I figured out the secret to doing it without ruining my throat. I've since forgotten how to do that, so...
It's been too long, mate, you know? You haven't been casting, you know?
I haven't been casting, I haven't been Ryan. I haven't even seen Ryan yet. Like, stalking.
Feels bad, man. Yeah. Fun fact, NXZ did say that he's coming back to Australia in May. So you have until May to catch him.
Yeah, so I have a week. I'm down the streets. Alright, now we're going to be continuing and maybe concluding, but we are regardless going to be continuing our series now on Glittering Ashes. LE. It's called the Glittering Ashes because of the ashes of the cricket being thrown around, lifted right in the glitter. Just like Shane Ward coming up here, the greatest Aussie to ever embrace the field. It is also the lava. It is hot. Hotter than the Outback on the Outback. We are here in the top right-hand corner of the map. The Uluru. And the peaks. It's hotter than Tasmanian Devils. What's the temperature? It is hot. And speaking of hot, in the top right-hand corner, but not in Brisbane, down here in the Sydney Harbour. We have the Red Protoss player coming around to play some StarCraft and qualify for ANZ Champs, potentially. It's one more map win to do it. He's representing us. The CranKy Ducklings. He is the captain of Team Australia. Over in Nation Wars as well. Everybody give it up for StarDuck.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful, mate. That was a beaut. That was
even hurt my throat.
And speaking of a beaut, mate, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Glitter and Ashes LE, RIP for Shane Warne. As that was a little bit too soon, mate. That was too soon. That was right in the Lamingtons, mate. You got to calm down. We have the Purple Protoss, who is not in his main base. He never is. He's always out there on a smoko. Shake my head. We have Rize. Oh god.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh god. With a proxy Stargate against regular Robo. Let's go.
The old classic. Well, actually, I think it was the other way around. Back in 2020, it was Proxy Robo versus At Home Stargate.
Yeah. Well, the classic Proxy Robo versus Proxy Stargate. Alas, it's been far too long since we have seen this, and we will not see it today. As Rize is actually going for a Phoenix. My god.
Okay. So, yeah, this is kind of odd. We're usually used to Oracles coming out from Proxy Stargate so that the Proxy player has a little bit more harassment potential, but Rize is going for Phoenixes and rallying them back home?
Yeah, I kind of like this, not gonna lie. Phoenixes shut down Immortals, they shut down War Prism, and that's exactly what StarDuck is gonna do here. We saw this earlier today in their first series, in their best of 3, Phoenixes versus Robo, and Rize was able to, honestly, kind of shut that down and take that game. I think it was on Berlingrad. So I kind of have to give the edge to Rize here. Obviously, one base for both players. But we'll see how the control for StarDuck is, if he's able to keep this War Prism alive and zone out those Phoenixes. That, to be fair, he still has not scouted. Oh wait, no, he has. He saw it. Oh my god. He saw the Stargate.
And he's still moving across the map. What a Chad.
Oh god. Yeah, he is. Oh, he does end up taking a couple of extra shots to the face. Yo, he's not stopping, by the way. He spots the army, and he's just pushing everything across the map. He's going for it. Ah, the move command! The move command, puppy! No, Rize!
That's what happens when your units are committed. StarDuck is committed to making the attack, but Rize, he's also committed to moving across the map, and that just favors StarDuck a little bit more.
Yeah, mate, you cannot afford to lose any of your units needlessly like that, and 2 Stalkers going down is massive. Meanwhile, the Stalkers of StarDuck are going to be able to rock up here. The Phoenixes dive on top of the Stalkers!
And the lifts do kind of neutralize the numbers advantage that Rize, or that StarDuck had, but they didn't take out the Warp Prism. So it's still able to warp in a couple more units. Not as many as StarDuck would have liked. Honestly, this is hard to tell who's favored at the moment. I want to say that with the defender's advantage, Rize has the advantage, but StarDuck can also just keep Rize on one base.
I mean, StarDuck does have more than double the Stalker count. He has 13 Stalkers to the 7 of Rize, but those Stalkers are at home and they're running across the map.
Yeah.
Like it takes him so long to waddle across the map, so Rize will be able to push out, but I think this is what StarDuck wants. StarDuck wants Rize to fight in the open.
Yeah, I like that he moved around trying to outmaneuver the army of Rize a little bit here. Actually able to catch a couple of the Phoenixes. He's gonna take out all the Phoenixes. Rize underestimating the power of the Stalkers here and the numbers of StarDuck Stalkers.
Yeah, exactly. StarDuck, he shuts all this down. We have a War Prism. It was remade. StarDuck can now rebuild his army, and without those Phoenixes, there's nothing to really threaten this War Prism. At the same time, Rize goes across the map with 2 Adepts. Do we have a fall off? We do not. The Adepts are going to get into the main.
It looks very much like StarDuck is going to be able to take this. I mean, yeah, Rize can harass the worker count, but StarDuck has already beaten down this door.
Oh my god,
Got a
exactly.
battering ram and a shotgun.
Yeah, the force field was misplaced as well. It doesn't really stop him at all. We do see the rest of the Stalkers going to the main base. Boys are going to have to be pulled, and Rize, he has to stop this, or otherwise this is it. This is his tournament run is on the line.
And he is trying. The probes definitely helping out a ton, but now that the Warp Prism is here to provide some micro potential, yeah, it looks like it's too little too late. Even defensive Stalkers made back home are able to deflect the Adepts, and GG, just like that, StarDuck qualifies for ANZ Champs, Code S. Very nicely done here for our red Protoss player. I was seriously worried for him when he told us that he wanted to play out the match today instead of tomorrow, because again, I do feel like StarDuck is a player who thrives a little bit more with preparation time. But mate, he showed us that all the prep he needs is to quickly watch a replay and then adjust accordingly. Very nicely done here, and it is a bit of a shame that Rize won't be qualifying for ANZ Champs Code S. Again, we were very much hyped for him since the last season, but at the very least, he will qualify for Code A. So yeah, he still has something to compete in.
Exactly. He will still be competing, just not in that Code S portion of the tournament. But he had an insane run. He took down Vivid in a close series. He took down StarDuck earlier today. But in the rematch, I think it was just StarDuck needing to warm up. You know, like he just needed a little bit of time to really get into the swing of things, play a couple extra games, get into that StarCraft mindset. And now here he was able to dominate this best of 5 series. Oh, it was still a little bit close, don't get me wrong. Yeah, but oh, GG.
I guess that is the main thing for StarDuck, isn't it? His brain is not quite thinking StarCraft at the start of the... it wasn't quite thinking StarCraft at the start of the tournament. But yeah, by the end of it, he definitely was, and he rode that momentum all the way. Very, very nicely done.
Yeah. All the way, mate. And just like that, StarDuck, he makes it through. He will be joining Peppy and Oreo in that Code S ANZ Champs, or ANZ Champs, if you will. Meanwhile, at the same time, Azure, I believe, was also playing against Vivid, and I think they finished.
Oh, they did, yeah.
Yeah.
Azure has taken out Vivid 3-0, which about what we expected, but personally I'm pretty excited to see more of Vivid in ANZ Champs or ANZ Champs Code A. So I have that to look forward to. StarDuck and Azure could play, or they could play tomorrow. Man, we have like three series tomorrow.
Yeah,
it's not much.
I also heard that maybe Oreo and Peppy are going to be playing in their own time as well. So,
oh, true.
We may just be fine to just cast all of ESL Asia tomorrow, mate.
Yeah. Look, I'm glad that this is how it all worked out. I mean, why did we want to spread this over 2 days again?
Exclamation mark, Funada, the ESL Australia admins, mate. Funada the... Oh, God. So, matches will be played tomorrow, but they will be just for seeding purposes, which are, of course, important. But again, you know, at least the pressure is off that they have made it to the event.
Yep. And so that's our 4 confirmed players who will be meeting Probe, Piglet, either Pez or Tez, depending on his mood, and Seether. In ANZ Champs, they are going to be Azure, Oreo, StarDuck, and Peppy. Those are 8 ANZ Champs for this season. Meanwhile, over at ANZ Champs Code A, I've taken to calling them ANZ Chimps because, yeah, that also got decided today. We have... How do I do this math? Okay,
the Wikipedia page hasn't listed.
Oh, alright. I might as well refresh that then.
But yeah, we've also got our players there.
Just waiting for the thing to refresh. Chrome, why are you so awful?
We have one Protoss player in Oz Protoss, who we have seen in the chat multiple times. We've got 2 Terran players in Akon Sices and Rossi. Rossi came very close to qualifying, but did get taken out by StarDuck. And we also have some Zerg players who I think this is actually misplaced here. We have Chappie, Jadolf, and Rowdy, but I'm pretty sure Jadolf is Terran. I'm almost 99% sure that he's Terran.
I think Jadolf might be a race picker.
I think maybe the people on the ESL,
every time, I will say every time I watch Jadolf stream, it is Terran. He does play Terran, so
yeah. I think the ESL, sorry, the Liquipedia editors may have gotten him mixed up with someone else. Shake.
Funara Kuro. No, I'm just kidding. Kuro didn't do it.
Funara Cynical, mate. What are you doing? Shaking my head.
But yeah, that's yeah, it's interesting that that's everything confirmed in day 1, and yeah, there are still going to be matches tomorrow for seeding purposes, and we'll try to jump on that if we can catch them. But yeah, since there are no qualifying matches anymore, I guess that means we're going to do all of ESL Asia.
Yeah, I guess we will. So if you want some more StarCraft, then we will be live tomorrow with ESL Open Cup Asia, with some South Korean StarCraft, and maybe some of these players will play as well. You know, if Oreo or StarDuck wake up early enough, they do tend to play in ESL Open Cup Asia. Same with some Southeast Asian players like your Demis, Mio Micah, Gogo Joey, Beastork.
Yeah, if you're a fan of this region and you're watching this tournament and thinking, you know, where the hell's my Demi, my Mio Micahs, you know, my Rangers and whatnot? Well, they weren't eligible for this, but a lot of them do sign up for ESL Open Cup Asia, particularly Demi and Beastork, I think are the 2 most consistent ones in the EPT weeklies. Yeah, stick around for that. It is not soon. It is in more than 12 hours from now, so yeah, it's plenty of time.
Yes, plenty of time. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. We appreciate the support.
Especially because we didn't realize we were going to be doing this final match series as well.
yeah, this was very impromptu. So we appreciate the support, everyone. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. And meanwhile, we're going to give someone a cheeky raid. Did. And you know what? I see another Australian player. Azure is now offline, but Dolph Lundgren, mate, he is online.
Mate, gotta stolf the Dolph.
Let's go. To take care of his kid. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Wales, he should have been here. He should have been here too.
Yeah. I was really hyped for Wellesley. Oh, Walesley.
God damn it. Yeah,
ever since I heard it called Wellesley. Yeah.
Shaking my head.
Walesley.
Walesy. There's only one L.
Walesley. No, Walesy.
There you go.
Wellesley? No, Walesy.
Yeah. So yeah,
I have a blood whatchamacallit. I have a blood connection to Walesy now. He is yeah. He beat me.
Okay.
So I'm obligated to hype him up.
There you go. Yeah, do you have anything else you want to add before we head off for the final time tonight?
Aussie! Oi!
Oh god, thanks for watching, everyone. The main events for ANZ Champs is going to be in a couple of weeks. I believe Tonosu did post them earlier. Season 1 ANZ Champs is going to be May the 14th and the 15th, so be sure to be there. First place does get a direct flight to DreamHack Valencia. They're going to be taking a trip all the way to Spain. They will be there, so be sure to be there to support the region, to support the scene.
Yeah, it's not a direct seed to the main event, but yeah, it's a really good, good opportunity to compete, play a whole lot, get practice, and what have you.
Oh yeah,
we're gonna have to teach the player who wins some Spanish.
Oh, we will. Get ready, Oreo. Get ready. Oh god, thank you so much everyone for watching. We appreciate the support, and we will see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bella.